When I first had this crazy idea to do an art show, I had no idea how much effort it would really take to actually happen, but it made, trust me, it made everything just, that sense of accomplishment was great for everyone that I think participated as well as those who created the work. We don't just consume, we're not, you know, people in the system. We also add to our community. We have a lot to offer, and we would like to think that our ideas matter, and Houselink has given us that opportunity to show that we're more than, you know, individuals consuming medication, being discharged from hospitals. We are, you know, leaders in our community, and also creating what our recovery looks like every day as part of the ongoing process of repainting ourselves in that community. I was born in Trinidad and immigrated here at the age of 6. I turned 36 this year, and I have spent the last 6 years at Houselink. I took every possible job I could find at Houselink, from gardening to becoming a community kitchen volunteer, just to get me out the door. Simple things such as peeling carrots and potatoes helped distract me from the painful preoccupation with self-mutilation and self-harm. I realized that Houselink programs, such as the art studio painting program, made it possible without having any money to make artwork. Instead of like cutting myself or doing self-harm, I started realizing, well, I could be drawing on paper, and I could be actually, you know, cutting work into a medium that I can hold my experience, translate it at a different time, and have like that delayed gratification of seeing my work and not it having being a negative thing. When you look at someone and you look at their work and they're in the process of doing, that's when that's where the magic happens, because it's like a potential. You can't really capture it. If you experience it, you know it's happening. But when you actually see the work hanging in the gallery, you know that there's absolute proof that, you know, I wasn't just having this delusion or some fantasy, that I really believe in the power of like what everyone had to offer. When I pitched the idea, it was like daydreaming. I thought, okay, here we are in the drop-in. We're doing this studio thing. We're doing this art drop-in, and wouldn't it be nice if we had a show where we could actually see the work out there, and it's on the walls, and we have a place that houses our work, and people can come by and see it like a storefront. It's just being able to take the personal stories that mean something, like Alex's work and April's, you know, studies of still lifes, and Dana, her illustrations that were incredible, sort of fantasy pieces. Deborah's work that initially she started painting on rocks, and Heinz also in his sort of political sort of take on community. Most of the show was sold out. I mean, that is a great indication that this type of work, you know, that people are watching and that people appreciate it. $20 or your life, $5, where's the 25-cent moose? These are all parodies of the fact that when you don't have a lot of money, it's a big thing. I mean, as soon as you have money, it's like gone, it's spent. So the title Spent Not Broken is really about that urgency or that panic that goes along with not having any money, and being someone who is in low income and also in low income housing, that money makes a big difference. I mean, not just money, not just, you know, having the $5 or the $20, but being able to have access to things like art supplies, have a place that you can come to the fact is that if you're doing something, things happen, and just having that faith and have the organization back that up, have Houselink believe in us, just to give us that extra incentive to say, well, yeah, we'll spend time and money and we'll give you the frames, we'll put the work up, we'll have our staff come and support what you're doing. That's what Houselink, I think, has provided, that experience of having having everything in place to make the art possible, and to build a community that is there to promote, positive healing and recovery from sort of society's sort of stigma and labels.